Tuesday, the 9th of December. Now, I always remembered the John Lennon murder as the 9th, but it's the 8th. It was yesterday. Brought to my attention because of many people posting about it. Do I remember where I was when I heard that John Lennon was murdered? I do. But I'm not the sort of person who dwells on those sort of things from the past. Stuff comes up and I just keep going. To me, it is not important to mark those dates. It's not. Just keep moving. It's a tragic thing. For a while, I had the Beatles fan club album where Mark whatever his name is, who killed Lennon, was drawn on the cover. I got rid of it. Along the same lines, or something in a similar sense, something I'm going to be getting rid of for two reasons. Mainly because there's a lot of this is just spoken word in Italian, so there's nothing to listen to. But also when I went to research this, and I thought there was a connection, but I wasn't sure about it. But I'm going to get rid of this L'Italia Futurista compilation. There's very little sound on it. It's mostly a lot of talking. And I don't need this. And then when I come to see that a whole lot of what's on here, besides Luigi Russolo, is the guy who wrote Filippo Tommaso Marinetti, the guy who co-wrote the Fascist Manifesto with what's his name, Benito Mussolini. I'm not cool with fascism. I know that if any of us were to do deep research into the artist and information behind records that we bought, there'd probably be a lot of records we'd want to disown, finding out more about the people. But that was one that was like, well, there's no reason to keep that. Musically, there isn't. Chances are, if I spoke Italian, I'd just get pissed off at what's being said. So, well, in other current events news, what do you think about Target's latest pitch for just a naked money grab, the 4-inch vinyl series that they just started? And the fact that they're calling it tiny vinyls, we know that the plural of vinyl is vinyl. And so again, it's well known that Target is a Trump supporter. The Target corporation is big into giving money to Trump. So I'm not going to be buying any, but what do you all think about that? Tiny vinyl, 4-inch records. And of course, it's, the selection is dreadful. It's just completely a money grab. It's just about what is just pop hits. The only one that is even minorly of interest is the Black Sabbath, which I don't need, but it's not new. I have 5-inch singles. Some of you do too, don't you? I've got 3 that I can remember. I might have another one. Dark Star, the band that came out of Levitation, which came out of House of Love. Back in 1999, they put out this limited edition 5-inch single, About Time. I was intrigued when I saw it, so of course I bought it. How does it play? Really, honestly, terrible. Because of physics, because of the angle of the tone arm And just the whole thing about the closer the grooves get to the center, the less you just lose a lot, on the high end and stuff. So that's a 5 inch, the same size as a CD. So the fact that they made these new 4 inches, as though it's going to, somehow, I don't know if they think it makes it more of a novelty collectible. Some people are going to definitely go for it. I stopped going to Target a while back, and is it a conscious thing? The last thing I went to Target for was the Beatles 12-inch, the one with the AI assisted vocals. Now and then, I went there to get the red vinyl version. That's the last time I shopped at Target that I can remember. And I used to shop there a lot, but I understand that boycotting businesses that support Trump I'm hearing that it's having an effect. So I want to be part of that. Fuck Donald Trump and the fucking racist assholes, white supremacist motherfuckers. I also have this, I believe this is The Locust, put out by 31G Records. Gotta take this out and investigate it. Yes, it's The Locust. It's a 5-inch single. Again, really, the fidelity. It's not worth it. These, if you're buying them, you're just buying them to buy some stuff, which is not bad. But this is something. Locust. I like that band, but bands that do stuff where they kind of focus on the weird, like this one with the man with the nose that comes off. Well, this is a split single. Jenny Piccolo is on this side. I'll have to play this. I don't remember it, but I just thought I'd bring that up. Popular culture, and then I also have one more. I got this as a promo back when I was getting lots of promos when my brother worked for a record distributor. This is the band called 90 Pound Wuss. 90 Pound Wuss on Tooth and Nail Records. And this is a colored vinyl, 5-inch. Who else has some 5-inch singles? I did watch a fellow who broke down and bought some. He bought some of the tiny vinyl, and I listened to his review, and it was, as I expected. The audio is crap, and then you can't play them on. You have to have a manual turntable. Won't play on automatics. So cheers, people. So, kind of my groove has settled down a little bit. I worked some more yesterday, but I was in the frame of mind to actually spin some records, and I'll show you what I spun. I did play the Genesis to Revelation. I love that album. I love those songs. I really do. Here's one. European Jazz out of Finland. 1985. Ipikatka Band. I bought this because of a relationship to Wigwam somehow. And Ipikatka is the drummer of the band. And this is fusion with that European thing, which I absolutely love because They definitely focused on being musical and interesting rather than pleasing. So there's an angularness to this music. You know, rather than compare them to a progressive rock band, I would say that it sounds to me like compositionally they've listened to a lot to Thelonious Monk, and then there's other parts where it's almost like see, it's not Return to Forever or Mahavishnu. It's more like Brand X. But this is good playing. Ipikata Band. I like that cover too. Here's one where I did a couple pulls yesterday besides work. I did more work on music. Here's one. I think it's Czech Republic, I think. Either that or Poland. Let me see if I can find out right quick. It's Pavel Hamel, Marian Varga, and Radim Vladik. And yeah, this is back when it was still called Czechoslovakia. It's the Czech Republic, as you know, which I've been to. I've played in the Czech Republic. So apparently, the main guy, Pavel Hamel, well known in Czech Republic, as well as Varga. It's interesting. It's progressive rock, but there's also a real pop. You can tell that there's a popness to it with its vocals. The language is such a strange language to me. When I was over in Czechoslovakia, when we played there, we were there for a couple of days. I tried to learn some of the language. It was tough. But interestingly, this is progressive rock. It comes from a keyboard bag, like the Nice, okay? You can hear snatches of where the Nice are, I would say, an obvious influence here. But there's also a scrappiness to some of the first track, which is like more angular and almost punk. This is really actually rather good. I mean, it sounds dated, and there's some songs where they're doing things that sound like they're children's songs. Interesting mix. But when they go prog on here, it's good. Good playing. That was fun. And the only other thing that I played besides my own music, because I'm honing in on the idea now of, oh, I've got a new album just about. Well, I do. But they're not done. A lot of it is real presentable. So that's taking up a lot of my time. But I played this 12-inch single by Uncle, Eye for an Eye. Now, when I bought the whole album, Science Fiction, I was real disappointed and still think that it's a failed attempt. The album after, which I don't have, but I've heard online by Uncle, is much better. But this as a single is really good. I don't know who the vocalist is, or if it's an old sample, or if they sang this for this record. But eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, run, 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 but you cannot hide. I love it. It's killer. Good stuff. So I'm just coming off of about a 5 or 6 day stretch where I was blown away at how quiet my ears have been. Today it's back to a loud one. So I'm thankful for that stretch. You know, I knew that it wasn't the end of the tinnitus, but it was like, wow, these are some pretty quiet days. Today is a loud day. Looks like there wasn't too much feedback in the comments yesterday. Let me just take a look. Yes, I see where someone said they got to meet Fred Frith. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And this release called 50, well, I haven't seen anything, and I don't like to order, so I probably won't be getting a copy of it because it's not going to come into Omaha. Yeah, okay, so really not much to talk about. Yeah, the I think that the people who um, are okay with surrounding them being in Trump's circle, I don't know. I am I judging that? I guess you can say I'm judging it, but it's a real obvious statement, to me. Kiss and Sylvester Stallone, she's in with that maggot. That and the other thing is that I'm trained in psychology. Don't you people see the sickness in his smile? The one where I think people who are really don't know anything about psychology, they see it as an ingratiating smile. It's a very sick smile. The one where he's giving himself the fake peace medal, and the one where you see a lot where it's the thumbs up and that cheesy. It's a sick. I've seen a lot of sickness. I've worked with a lot of sick people, and a sick smile that I would compare Trump's to is Charles Manson. Okay, take a look at some pictures of Charles Manson smiling. Wake up, people. Wake up.